Hi again then guys, and welcome to another Sleeper Spec build. And for any who are perhaps new to this series, basically what we do here is we take a vehicle, typically quite an affordable vehicle, generally a mainstream performance car, and we tune it in such a way that we make it as fast as we reasonably can, but in such a way that nobody can actually tell that it's been tuned. So the exact same PP, the exact same power, the exact same weight, and the exact same visuals, so that nobody could tell unless they have an amazing trained eye, or unless you just tell them. In this particular build, we've gone for the 2008 Civic Type R, as you can see, the sedan version, which is one of my personal favourite versions of the Type R, and we've gone for sports softs on this particular build. Obviously if you go for racing softs, it will be even quicker again. You want your racing brakes, which is one of the only ways that a trained eye could tell that this is no longer a stock vehicle. As far as suspension, we've lowered the ride height by 5mm, but you really can't tell much of a difference at all. Springs we've increased to 475 front and rear. The dampers to 4, anti-roll we've left on 3. We've got neutral camber and tow. As far as the gearbox, we've got a relatively close ratio setup. An auto setting of 130, then individual gears of 3.1, 2.2, 1675, 1350, 1125 and 975 with a final drive of 4.5. For the diff, we've got the lowest initial torque, lowest acceleration and highest braking, and I've gone for the twin plate clutch because you've got less torque and power to deal with. And as far as the power and weight, you want to leave those completely stock, and I would recommend, obviously for this tune to have full effect, don't even do an oil change, because people will be able to tell, because the PP and power will of course be different. So that's it overall for this Sleeper Spec build. Now let's take it out to Suzuka to see how much quicker this makes it compared to the true stock vehicle. Now the difference that some of these builds, most of them in fact, make to the potential lap times of these cars is sometimes mind-blowing. It is incredible, and obviously the larger the track, the bigger the difference in lap time. Now Suzuka is not a particularly big track. It only takes around 2 minutes, or 2.5 for a more production-based vehicle, to get around this track. Around this track though, this particular build makes this car, bearing in mind that nobody can tell, it has the same power, same weight, same PP, 9.5 seconds quicker over 1 lap. And that's not even using the option of racing tyres. Now, you take this thing around the Nürburgring Ring, you're going to see a massive difference, possibly even upward of 40 seconds quicker, maybe even more. So, if you do decide to use this particular sleeper build, which is quite an affordable one to do, very few upgrades needed, and a relatively cheap car to begin with, obviously I hope you find it fun, and I hope you find trolling people with this apparently stock car to be competitive, and of course it's very fun to drive. So, if you'd like to keep up with other Sleeper Spec builds like this and various other tunes in the future, be sure to hit subscribe down below to see those as soon as they're released. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.